Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid podcast. Welcome back to episode 60. Apologies for the experience, the extended delay and everything. I was on vacations. Luckily, Alvaro and Alex that they were able to record in my absence. But on today's episode, we're going to be discussing Barcelona's win over Atletico Madrid. Barcelona were able to win 1-0. It wasn't a convincing performance, but what matters is that we got the 3 points. We got the 3 points. We increased the gap versus Real Madrid. And as always, before we start, like, subscribe, and comment. And I post a link on Twitter. If any of you guys want to join, you're always welcome to. And if you guys want, you can join. You can basically discuss with us. But Alex, what are your thoughts on today's performance?
Well, first of all, great to have you back.
Yes. Good to be back.
I thought it was a purely mediocre game from Barcelona.
Okay.
I know it's going to be a hot take because I know we're happy that we won. It was very stressful to the end. But, man, Barca looked lost today, especially in midfield. I thought our transition from defense to midfield was killing us today because I don't know if it was the fact that Araujo was – I mean, I don't know. We had all of our key players. I just don't understand why we put up such a weird performance. I don't think the team is anywhere where it needs to be. But again, the 3 points are what matters. Dembele found the net today, surprisingly. Again, I thought he had a good game. I was saying the first half and the second half, he was just, he wasn't it.
Okay.
Defensively, we were solid though, and Araujo marked the difference today with that last-minute clearance.
That last-minute clearance, and Christensen today.
Yeah, him too.
Some vital interceptions and some blocks. Christensen was amazing today, and I think that defense is like our strongest defense at the moment. With Balde at the left, Christensen as the left center back, Araujo and Kunde. I think that's our best defense at the moment, and it showed in the game.
For sure, and I think when it comes to fullbacks, I think Balde had a good game. Maybe he gave the ball away a few times, but overall he had a solid performance. Conde, I like him defensively, but he's proven time and time again that he's not the man going forward. He's very, I don't want to say clumsy because he's not a terrible dribbler, but he's not an ideal fullback. He's not fluid with the ball. He's
a center back.
Right, no, and that's fine. He's doing the job. He's not allowing goals down that side. But again, it's always good to have someone a fullback that you can attack with. And Barcelona is a team that historically has had that. We've had Dani Alves, Jordi Alba, people that go up and create chances. And also, even when Carlos Puyol was playing right back for the team, I think he did that just fine. But yeah, up top today, I also saw some things I didn't like. Ansu Fati has played terribly. Today he didn't have a good game, but his return has not been good whatsoever.
Yeah. I actually agree with that. Like Ansu Fati, just like after the injury, he hasn't really been the same. I think he's looked a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's lacking confidence. He was missing a lot of chances. I mean, I know they got blocked, but I remember there was a play that it was early in the game, probably must have been like around the 10th minute that we get the ball, and it was a misplaced pass by Atletico Madrid, and we had a chance right in front of goal, and Ansu Fati took too long to shoot it, and then Savage blocked the shot. So, I mean, again, midfield-wise, I thought Pedri was phenomenal today. I think he was the man of the match. I think he marked the difference, right? Because Dembele finished the goal, but it was a scrappy goal. Then when Dembele got a more clear chance on that pinged ball by Conde, he completely missed it. So, I mean, I think Pedri was just phenomenal. And he keeps showing what an important player he is and how good he's about to get because he's only 20.
Pedri is such a talent.
Yeah, it's incredible how he's playing. I thought Gavi had a good game too. The thing with Gavi is we see him less involved in the game because he's not the one making the through ball. He's not the one making the
he's the one who brings like the energy to the team.
And I saw him give some good pings to Dembele, some good switches, and he just gets the ball back, and that's what we need. I thought he was great. Busquets, he was Busquets. He had a good game. De Jong didn't convince me today. He didn't play bad, but he didn't convince me.
When I look at today's performance, I don't think anyone played particularly well. I would say like, oh my god, these guys played this player played a really good game.
No, I think the two were Araujo No, three. Araujo, Christensen, and Pedri.
Oh yeah, well apart from Christensen, I think everyone just had like an okay performance. I think Pedri was very good, but there were some points where just like he would disappear from the game.
Yeah.
I think Dembele, he had some flashes of brilliances,
Yeah, no,
but
it's always say he can be amazing and then
yeah, but then like at the next play, he was just he would give some misplaced passes, or he would
True.
take a shot and like it would go wide. Dembele is like playing like the Russian roulette. He's just that type of player. But this is how Barcelona lined up. They lined up with four midfielders with Pedri, Frenkie de Jong, Busquets, and Gavi. They basically went with the same thing. And remember last year when we won 4-2, Xavi opted for the exact same thing with the four midfielders. And it worked in that game, and it worked in this game as well. But today, I don't think Ansu Fati is the same as he was before. He wasn't. He just he's just not the same. He doesn't have that quick pace. He's not as electric. And then okay, if you're not doing well off on the ball, then like how about like the work rate and everything? And I just don't see that from him.
I think it's also, sorry to interrupt, but I think it's
No,
also a matter of if you, I don't want to obviously, some people may take offense, but I think he's playing a little bit scared. Like sometimes I see him and I just don't see. It's what you're saying, right? Like, I mean, he's a young kid. He's still, he's probably a little traumatized with the injury he had. It did take him out for a while, but I don't know. I feel like he's got to be more decisive. Go more forward, attack harder. I don't know. I mean, it all sounds really simple and maybe a bit dumb, but I don't know if he's putting in 100%.
yeah,
So
it makes you doubt that. But the most important thing, even though the performance wasn't that great, Atletico Madrid did put on the pressure. We were
yeah,
basically
and
like clinging
their
on.
midfield dominated well. They had
Yeah,
times where their midfield dominated us.
exactly. We were basically clinging on like towards the last minutes of the game, and what matters the most is like even though we didn't play well, we got the 3 points because Real Madrid lost against Villarreal yesterday, and
Mm.
this win just like propels us forward. It just allows us to have a little bit more breathing space up at the top of the league, and it makes our league title a little bit more accessible. Because
Yeah, and
after
it's
what
a
happened in Europe,
exactly, and it's a breath of fresh air for the squad too
hmm
because you're just getting back from a major tournament that not everyone played all the way to the final like the French players like Dembele did.
yeah, hmm
But still, it was still a difficult performance overall. It threw off the rhythm, and to come back and beat the second hardest opponent in La Liga, it's a good thing.
yeah,
A
exactly.
good thing for you to get that. And yes, it was a scrappy win. It doesn't matter. We live and we learn. I was very upset with the red card that Ferran Torres gave away.
Mm,
I understand both players were
yeah.
going back and forth, but it was a
Yeah.
stupid challenge.
No, yeah. It was a stupid challenge, and I think it's a deservedly red card for both of the
Right, for
players.
both. No,
Yeah,
both of them back
for
and forth.
both. Like,
But you
but
know what? Now that I think about it, early this season, I was more pro Ferran Torres. Seeing him play in the World Cup and seeing how he's played the last few games for us, maybe like the last month of playing, I'm not too sure of that. I don't think he's the man. I think he's a decent rotation player to have, but the more I see him, the more iffy I am about him. I think ideally our attack right now has to be Lewa, striker,
mm,
right wing Dembele, and I actually don't hate the four-man midfield. I think
yeah,
with those two, Pedri on the left wing or Gavi, you switch them around like that. I think it works just fine.
yeah. And
Um,
and then also
mhm.
we got to mention that we didn't have Lewandowski in this game.
Right.
Lewandowski, and we won't have it for the next game either because I think he had a 3 match ban for something which is so dumb because like you see Real Madrid players, especially like Vinicius, do the exact same thing,
Yeah,
and they get nothing for it, but because it's Barcelona, it's okay to do this.
yeah.
It's just, and
But,
so
but whatever. I mean, we got the hardest match out of the way, and that's always a
yeah,
good thing.
yeah.
And yeah,
Um,
I don't think Lewandowski is obviously a phenomenal player, and he's our goal scorer. But we can play fine without him. We have the team for it.
okay. Did you agree with that with Xavi's lineup today?
Yeah,
You liked it?
wholeheartedly. I thought it was the right call. The substitutions he made, I'm a little iffy about. I didn't like seeing Marcos Alonso, but I understand why he did it. A tall player,
Yeah.
he can get crosses in. He
Uh
knows
huh.
Atletico's going to put the press on.
He's a little bit more defensively solid.
Right.
And I
So,
did see Balde a little bit tired.
Yeah,
But a
no, I
player
think
that
that's but Balder's such an amazing player to have because he's so good going up. He's so quick, so electric, and defensively he's good too. Maybe today he didn't have the best playing from the back. Maybe he made a few mistakes, but that's part of the game.
yeah.
Players learn from that. Now, I think this is the best squad we have. Adding Lewandowski into the mix and maybe putting Fati on the wing or doing the four-man midfield, like we said, I think that's the best lineup we have currently.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you look at this month of the January transfer window, it's the hardest month to negotiate in because hardly any team wants to let go of their good players, even if it's on loan, and that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Now, if we want to look forward, I think there's two players we need to get for the team, right?
Okay.
One of them is N'Golo Kante.
N'Golo
We need,
Kante.
we need someone in the midfield. I understand Gavi kind of does it, but we need someone in the midfield that's able to get the ball back consistently, and Kante is perfect at that. And we also need someone who
See,
can
see, see,
build in the midfield and create, and Kante can do that as well.
see, but would you have Kante as the sole pivot? Because I personally wouldn't like Kante as a sole pivot.
No, I would have Kante and De Jong at the double pivot.
As a double pivot. Okay, so then
Mhm.
you would switch to the formation.
And I will still play with a four-man midfield because then
You'd
you have
still
Pedri and Gavi, and that also allows Pedri to not have to defend as much and create more, and that's what we need. Pedri can get the ball back, sure, but if you give Pedri and Gavi an inch,
yeah.
they'll do so much more.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the other player that I think we have to look at, well, I'm in between two, but a player to consider, especially because I think we need fullbacks. Um, a player like Reece James. Now I don't know. I believe he has another year in the contract. Let me look that up real quick.
Okay. No. What's it called? The positions for the summer that we're going to target the most is going to be those fullbacks position, the left back and the right back, and that like pivot because Busquets, it's most likely that he's going to leave at the end of the season, and we basically need to reinforce the left back and the right back position because I think everywhere else in the squad, I think we're pretty much stacked, and then we're going to be looking at free agents and everything.
Yeah, no. I was
Just
wrong
make
about
it easier.
yeah, I was wrong about the Reece James. I believe
Yeah.
he's there until 2028, but that's fine. We just got to look for players that can do a better job at right back.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, I think. Well, now that we say it, I think Denzel Dumfries may be an interesting player to go after. Now I know he's a little inconsistent too, like from what I've seen him play at Inter and in the Dutch national team, but he's worth a look.
Okay. But before we round off, who was your man of the match today from Barcelona?
Araujo,
Araujo.
yeah,
Okay.
good defense wins games and wins trophies too.
Mm-hmm.
And that final block was
Yeah, it was
not only was it a good play, it was also the play of the game. That's it.
I think my man of the match was Christensen.
Mm.
Because
That's also
uh,
valid. I think he had a
yeah,
crazy game too.
exactly. He had a very good game, and especially, and I also saw Ter Stegen a little bit. I saw him nervous. I him nervous to make mistakes. I thought his ball distribution today was very poor. I thought sometimes in the crosses, I think he looked unsure. I didn't think that today was a very good game from Ter Stegen, and in a game where your keeper isn't playing that well, having your center backs play well just adds that security. But moving on to the next topic, the rating of today's performance, I would give it a 6. I would give it a 6-7. I'll give it a 7 because we won.
I'm giving it a 6 point. Yeah, I'll give it a 7 just because we won. But realistically, it's like a 6.5 or a 6.
Yeah, it was around there. It wasn't a very brilliant performance, but the thing that matters is that we got the win, and that was the most important thing. But do you have any thoughts before we round off?
We just gotta keep it going. This is how
Yeah.
you start a win streak. I think I'm not sure who we play next in the league. I know we have a Super Cup fixture next week. Am I right?
Let me check right now the schedule.
I
The
mean,
next game that we play right now is against Real Betis in the Supercopa de España. It's going to be on Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But and the game, and then we're going to have a week break where we go back and we play a team from the Copa del Rey.
yeah, I think our next game is the 1st of February. Our next league game, I believe, is the 1st of February.
Our next league game is the 22nd of January. It's against Getafe on Saturday.
Match day 17.
Match day 17. This is going to be.
Today was match day 16.
I don't know, but the next game that we play is against Getafe in the league.
That's my final thought. We just gotta keep it going, and win whatever game we got next.
Yeah, exactly. We just have to keep on going and keep this momentum going. But guys, that was it for today's episode. It's very good to be back. As always, link on my Twitter at Kool-Aid Podcast 10. If any of you guys want to join, you're always welcome to. And like, subscribe, and comment, do all that, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
See you guys.